careful on the line that you draw in the sand and make sure that it's the line that you want drawn in the sand. Team, welcome back to the channel, man. Stoked to see you. So I'm sure you've already seen the news. Everybody in their mother knows right now that everybody in the military is going to be required to take a COVID vaccine. You got one of three choices out there when it comes to the vaccines that are out there, and I'm looking forward to hearing and generating some feedback down in the comments below, based off of your experience and what's going on in your units and your organizations around the military. Whether you're hearing anything crazy. I'm gonna share you something crazy that I know of, and we'll just we'll keep this conversation rolling. This is how we do this, right? So, in my formation, I know, and when I say my formation, I mean rather large, right? I'm not speaking directly for my company. I know a fellow who is likely to work any way he can to get out of the military, other than accepting a vaccine. Now, I've been doing the military, for since 1990. I know it doesn't look like it. Like, I'm on leave. I'm trying to enjoy myself, and so I might be a little scruffy. But throughout that time, man, I've been stuck in jabs so many times. And currently, I had held off on receiving the vaccine myself because I had tested positive for the COVID-19 earlier, and so my general thought process was, I'm already good to go for now, and other people who are more at risk need the vaccine, and so that's just kind of how I approached it. At least that's like 80% of it. But I was talking to some fellows who were just adamant. I don't trust the government. I don't trust the vaccine. I don't like how this whole thing is being done. And when I started to have some conversations with some fellows about all the things that we do anyways, right? Like, we give blood to the Army and the DoD and the Army and I already said Army, hello, and the government, the people that we don't trust, because we are all G-men. I mean, we give them our DNA, we give them our blood, we give them our urine, we accept all these other things in our bodies. And I was like, man, if be careful. This was months ago. I was like, be careful on the line that you draw in the sand, and make sure that it's the line that you want drawn in the sand, because this could get sideways. And I think for a lot of folks out there, this may get sideways. Whether folks start getting, punitive measures, administrative measures, so it would range anywhere from reprimands to Article 15s to even separations, right? So it's going to be a little interesting, and I think the story is going to start carrying momentum. But I think ultimately we're talking about a very small percentage of the population out there, and isn't it? If you're surprised, like, you shouldn't be, because the military is a small segment of the population at large, and so if you look at large, you'll see that there are folks friends that I know very well who will absolutely refuse to get this particular vaccine, even if Orange Man is the one who got it all into motion. Like, this is not something that they're going to do. But I think if we listen to things like the mainstream media, we may get a sense of the national population that these are all a bunch of whack jobs, and I think that does disservice to a lot of things. Obviously, the humanity of the people that we're talking about, but it also doesn't take into consideration, we're talking about our neighbors, right? We're talking about your neighbors. For folks who are in the military, we're talking about our brothers and sisters at arms, right? In this profession of arms, people that we work with, they're in our ranks, and it may only be 1 out of 150. That's actually still quite a bit, right? If you think about it, 1 out of in every company, right? That would be a lot. I don't know if it's going to be that much, but I think it's going to be discussed in a larger venue, all the way to the White House, right? I think congressmen are going to start talking about this more. I think politicians at different levels, mainstream media, whether you subscribe to the CNN or whether you subscribe to the Fox. I think you're going to start hearing more about. I could be wrong, but ultimately now you have a couple choices, right? You can go get the Moderna, you can go get the Pfizer, you can go get the Johnson & Johnson. I'm probably leaning to go ahead and get in the J&J. I'm going to look at a couple more things before I seal a deal, but I kind of like that one gooder. So this is where we're at, right? This is where we're at. And your only other choice, if one of those three options isn't the choice for you, then your other option is to stand up and say no and be okay with the decision that you make and be okay with the actions and the consequences of the actions for your decision. Does that make sense? Like, you don't need to start bad-mouthing folks just because you said that you were not going to do X, Y, or Z, and now 1, 2, and 3 is going to happen. Like, you are asking for these actions to happen to you. So I hope that makes sense. Again, team, leave some comments down below so we can continue to grow the conversation, keep the community growing, keep it real and authentic, and we'll keep rolling. Until then, man, I appreciate all you guys. You stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.